Today on the show, let's talk about PlayStation's Spartacus service, because we got some new details, some rumors, court speculation, what the service might be. But we want to talk about how it could compare to Xbox Game Pass, the goods and the bads and all that stuff. Let's get into the episode right now. Hey, Court. Happy Friday, sir.
Hey, I was actually very excited that someone who we wish was our friend, but we respect the living daylights out of him, Jeffy Grubb.
Jeff Grubb.
When he dropped that news, and obviously he was going to be the first one to drop. We all knew the speculation of the tiers and so on and so forth, but when he pretty much gave the roadmap of what it's going to be, I wasn't as bad on it as every. There's a lot of the fanboys out there, and whatever each it is. If you really like one box more over the other, that's fine. I play more majority on Xbox, but still at the same time, I don't understand the dunking on it. For PlayStation people, I don't think this is bad. We were looking at the numbers, so they have 48 million subscribers currently on PlayStation Plus. They have, and these are numbers as of December 2021. This is the last time they showed numbers. And then they have 3.2 million users on PlayStation Now. If you look at what it is, these tiers, it looks like they're just combining the two.
Yeah, so let's go through this a little bit, and the reason why you're going, hey, this is an Xbox show, there's green all around, why are you talking about PlayStation? Because it's a good comparison, right? And this matters.
Yeah, we want to compare this to Game Pass.
Exactly, and see who's kind of in the lead by this. So let's take a look at this. So according to GamesBeat and Jeff Grubb, Sony's looking to expand the PlayStation Plus by introducing new features and by integrating elements from PlayStation Now. Bloomberg originally reported about these efforts, which Sony internally calls, quote, Spartacus, in December. But now GamesBeat provides some more info on what these actually could look like. The tiers are working out, and we had an image, actually. Somebody rendered this on.
I'm sorry. All I could think about was what was it, 300?
Oh, God,
1300 or 300 or whatever it is.
300?
Yeah.
Who's the actor in that? It's, what's his name?
Yeah, who cares?
He's great. He's in those Amazon movies.
Gerard Butler.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. He's fantastic in all the things he does. Spartacus, someone put up actually a full render. Shout out to them at Deaky Tweak. Posted this because it's a nice little summary of it. You got the essentials, you got extra, you got premium court. You got $9.99, goes to $12.99, and then $15.99 according to this. In the essentials, let's start here. $9.99, you're getting PlayStation Plus, free monthly games through your PlayStation Plus subscription, the online component, and the PlayStation Store discounts. So when some titles will actually get the whatever, $5 off, $10 off.
Which is what it currently is right now.
So this is essentially, Essentials is PlayStation Plus.
And now Essentials is pretty much Xbox Live.
Correct.
Yes. Gold subscription. Now, I will put out a caveat that both companies do this. The fact that both of them charge to use their online multiplayer,
that's
still to this
garbage.
day boggles my mind, and I think it's garbage.
And I also think that Gold needs to just get wrapped into a bow of Game Pass Ultimate, because it doesn't 100%. Make any sense anymore.
Gold's got to go.
Yeah. Extra. So that Essentials is your PlayStation Plus. Extra is $12.99 a month. You get PlayStation Plus, you get the free monthly games, you get online multiplayer, you get PlayStation Store discounts. The difference, you also get download PS Now games. Your PlayStation Now,
you don't get the stream games, you only get the download games.
It's very clear distinction and difference there, is that I can download PlayStation Now games based on whatever catalog Sony wants to put out there, whatever titles they want to make available. We don't know
now.
Yet.
Currently, I want to put a caveat on it because we want to compare this to Game Pass at all. We are an Xbox show. Currently on PlayStation Now, there are no PS5 games. So those download games are only going to be PS4 games, because all PS4, all PS3 games,
different architecture,
is a different architecture, and unfortunately only can be streamed. Now, it seems that we're going to talk about the next tier. It seems that you're still only going to be able to stream these old games, but hopefully you can't. But if we're going to compare apples to apples here, if you look at what Game Pass is, so this would be just the regular, not Game Pass Ultimate.
Okay.
That's Game Pass would still give you the backwards compatible of all your old games you could still put into your console. You can't do that on the PlayStation. But if this is Game Pass to whatever Spartacus, or what is it called? Elite? Grubb puts the names out there, what they're going to be called.
Well, we have Essentials, Extra, and Premium on this little.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
So you're not getting a better service right now, bang for your buck with the play, because as of right now, and this is just right now in PlayStation 4, they don't have all the first party titles
Right.
in there. Now, that's not to say they won't. When you buy a PlayStation 5, they give you the PlayStation Plus, which gives you all that. So technically you're getting it that way.
And the PlayStation Collection is in there, right?
Correct. So I'm wondering if they add the PlayStation Collection to this.
Yeah.
Because if you had all the first party games like Spider-Man and everything and all that in there, then okay, there's 100% great value there. But if it's just what's in PlayStation Now currently, I still don't see the difference. Like, are you going to get what you're going to get is, are you going to be able to convert? What you want to convert is those 48 million subscribers currently on PlayStation Plus. So you're going to get those people automatically in this tier here. So this tier that you're talking about, the second tier, automatically, that's the extras tier. So automatically you have 48 million people, plus the 3.2. So you've just put them all into one. So now you have 50 million people in extra
at $12.99 a month. So then you've got premium.
Correct.
So the premium is $15.99 a month according to this. You get everything in the extra tier, which is the PlayStation Plus, free games online, the store discounts. Then they give you download and stream PlayStation Now games. So this is going to be, again, the PlayStation Now collection, whatever Sony makes available in there, whatever's available to download. So to your point, PlayStation 4 games, you could download those.
Correct.
Stream PlayStation 3, stream PlayStation 2, and then they give you classic games library from PlayStation Now, which would just, that's the same thing where it's like you're going to download classic games from PlayStation 1 or 2.
We don't know what they're going to be yet. Like they could have figured something out. Like they obviously been working on, everybody wants to be able to download these games. So if they've figured out how to download PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 games, this could be huge.
That could be.
Think about it. You got your Resistance, all these unbelievable PlayStation Classic games that you can start playing.
Yeah, if they can get those titles, I'm very curious. And then the last thing in here is first-party game trials. To pause there, let's stick on classic games library. Yeah, Court, if they can do that, very much like what Xbox is doing with Game Pass, where it's trickling out every month, another batch of 20 games, classic games library. What would you want to see on the Sony side? I think Resistance is a great example.
If we're downloading Resistance, Infamous,
yeah.
Even the Uncharted collection is already on PlayStation Plus when you buy a PS5, but this is also for people that have a PS4. So for me, all those games that are on that PlayStation Instant Collection when you bought your 5 should automatically be available to PlayStation 4 people in this service. So for me, any game that was released that's a first-party studio that was released from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 4 should be available in this service. That is what I feel would be value. Every single game that they released that was first-party, that they still have the licensing to, should be available.
You make a good point on PlayStation 4 owners. You and I are sitting with PlayStation 5s, so I'm just like, PlayStation 4 is gone in the wind. But Sony is re-releasing more, or manufacturing way more PlayStation 4s again. The PlayStation 4 audience is still absolutely gigantic. You're totally right. This is a huge win for PlayStation 4 owners. I think specifically.
If they add these, like if they're saying classic games, is there games they've figured out how to download? Because as someone that used to have PlayStation Now and was playing for the service, it sucks to play these games in the cloud sometimes.
Right? Arkham was always the one that I played when I used PlayStation Now. I download Arkham, and with a full hard internet connection, there's still latency and there's still lag. Because it's streaming.
It's even what we have with Xbox, but we know that as a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, you know that they give you the option. The only reason you're streaming is because there is no other option. You're playing on your phone or so on and so forth. So you understand what you're about to have. But when you're having your console experience, you can download that game, whatever the game is.
Then they've got the first-party game trials. And at first glance, when I thought of this, and I think you're seeing this online too right now, people being like, man, game trials, first-party game trials. Well, we don't know what that would entail. Could that be day and date first party titles like your Horizons, your God of Wars, maybe. It's much more akin to the EA Play strategy of getting a couple of hours or an hour of being able to play, let's just say, God of War. That's very cool. At first, I was like, I don't know if I need a trial. But then you piped in and you were like, no, this is a really good offer that Xbox
Wish they would do.
we wish they would do, because they do not do this. And I wish they did. Like,
But I just realized this is just my brain working while you were speaking, and I apologize. Xbox first party games are automatically on Game Pass. You don't need a trial.
Yeah.
So if they did this with other like Ubisoft or EA, they gave game trials on other games. This actually, when I think about it now, it's actually bothering me more. It's more PlayStation saying, hey, you're going to really like this game. Now give me the $90.
Ah, you are right. First party game trials, we are not, never mind, guys, because yeah, Court's right. Forget it, because it's actually not that great. Because as I think of it, I'm like, oh, it's trying to give more opportunity for
fans. For PlayStation people.
Yes. Spider-Man, the next Spider-Man, hypothetically, they roll this out. I got premium, and Spider-Man 2 comes. And if I was on the fence of buying it for whatever reason,
weird to be on the fence on that one.
Not, but sure, people want to try it, and they get 30 minutes of Spider-Man, the opening sequence or something. Then Sony turns around and goes, and here's the buy button, $90. Great for Sony, but
and we're saying $90 Canadian for our American friends. That's how much a video game costs here.
It's insanity. So I don't know. That doesn't do much for me. And if I look at the premium tier, I don't want to, again, if they fix the architecture, if Sony's able to turn around and say, here's your downloading classic games, here's PS2, maybe PS3 workaround, PS4 games, nothing to do with PS5.
No, I still want PS5 games. I want PS5 games in this service. I think that would be a huge misstep for them.
And they'll say, here's your trial.
I don't care.
And they have the PlayStation Collection, and the PlayStation Collection is in there on my PS5 to play those PS4 games. But Sony right now is really driving through with, we're going to remaster, director's cut, Ghosts, Uncharted, Last of Us.
But they can pivot. They have to at this point.
Do you think that they would do that? Let's take The Last of Us and they do a remaster collection for that thing. They give us that 120 frames or 60.
I do not think it's day and date. No, not a chance. And I don't think so. Here's the difference. I love my Xbox, but these Sony first parties have more of a caveat, and these are just facts. Like, people can get mad. Halo is the exception to the Gears and Halo are the exception to the rule.
Yeah,
but they have more of a caveat. So PlayStation players are okay for now for paying for that. So not all, but most are okay with paying for that. Jesus, if you look on the internet, they get mad at each other. I think it would be fair to say you could give me, a year after its release, it comes to the service. That's why I'm saying the PlayStation 5 games, like when they launch this, Spider-Man PS5 version should be in it. It shouldn't be the PS4 version. It should be the first Spider-Man, the one that they brought back out. That PS5 version should be there. Ghost of Tsushima, that PS5 version should be there. The director's cut, that game should be in the service.
Yes,
I truly feel this. And a friend of the show, Mr. Babette, made a great point. He was saying, like, Ghost of Tsushima, the multiplayer aspect, that's going to be free to PlayStation Plus users for this month. Well, games like that part, like if you're part of that service, regardless whether you bought the game or not, the multiplayer aspect should always be in the service and should be free.
Sure, but
it should always be in it.
But isn't that
always be in it?
But that's almost a given, though. If you got to get the multiplayer through your subscription service anyway.
No, not necessarily. What I'm saying is you're getting that multiplayer. So regardless whether you bought The Last of Us and the faction mode comes out, or regardless whether you bought Ghost of Tsushima, because these games aren't going to be in the service, right?
Correct.
Their multiplayer component should already be in the service. Those should be in the service, because when you download games now, we've seen it with Call of Duty, we've seen it with any of them, the multiplayer aspect is always a separate download.
Correct. Yeah. That's a very good point.
Those multiplayer games should be in the service, and I think that is adding more value, because you've got to take value to value. Because right now, if I'm doing value to value proposition, Game Pass is still the better value. I'm getting day and date games. I'm getting the best version I can play on whatever console I'm on. So if I'm on my Xbox One X, or if I'm on my Xbox Series S, or if I'm on my Xbox X, I get the best version of that game. As of right now, Sony hasn't shown me that in their service that's coming. So Game Pass is the better value currently.
But I think that if the way that Sony can get a leg up because their first party AAA titles are like amazing. I love them.
Yeah, they are.
You're right. I feel you're right with getting that big tentpole title into the premium service the year after. I think that the way that Sony could really launch the premium tier is putting in Spider-Man, for example. I'm just gonna say Spider-Man 1, PS5 version.
Got to be in there.
They've already made all the sales double.
Exactly. That's got to be in there.
Put that in there, and you've seen it heavily discounted down to like $20, $10 on the store.
And Miles Morales.
But if you put one or both of those titles, the PS5 versions, and you put them in the premium collection, you can tell the audience and the fan base that what we will do is we will slowly build up that catalog, and we're going to kick things off as a premium thank you.
But I want a timeline.
I know.
I would hold Sony to a timeline on this one, just based on these games aren't cheap, and these games are awesome, but they aren't cheap. So we know it's Sony. We're not going to get 6 months down the road. That ain't going to happen. That's it. You're not get day and date. They don't need to do that right now, so they're not going to. When it becomes more of a competition is when these Activision games, possibly after the merger goes through,
possibly.
Well, Ubisoft is different. It's a different Ubisoft Connect, but the Activision games eventually are going to be in Game Pass. All those games. Yes, you can still buy them and play them on your PlayStation, but these games are going to be on Game Pass. So Game Pass is once again going to be the better value.
Do you think that it gives Sony...
It's still going to be the better value. That's going to force, eventually, Sony's going to have to day and date their first parties. Eventually. They don't want to do it right now, but eventually it's got to happen.
In 2-3 years' time, when you start seeing the fallout of the acquisition of Activision, when that starts to
and
actually
other future acquisitions too, as well.
And when all of that starts to really take shape and we see the first Call of Duty that's on everything but day-and-day Game Pass, blah, blah, blah. I think I'm with you where that's when I feel Sony then needs to turn around and go, okay, now we got to pull the trigger here and say day-and-date titles, or our PlayStation 5 catalog is going to start coming onto the premium service.
Like I said, if the PS5 versions of these games that are already on, if there's a PS5 version of this game and they have the PS4 version currently on PlayStation Now or anything, and it's not on this service, I don't know how anybody could not get angry about that as a gamer, because that's just, to me, is an insult. Like if they open this service and it's only the PS4 version of Spider-Man like it is on PlayStation Now right now, that is garbage.
That's like when they did Avengers and they were like, here is the PS4 version, base version. Correct. And we were playing on PlayStation 5 with the updates, and they're like, nope. And I could totally see Sony doing that because the PS4 market they have there, the player base, is so much bigger right now than PS5.
I get it. But
it's still, you're sitting there and you're going, so what is my incentive to pay more for the service? What is my incentive to get a PlayStation 5? You're not really shoving everything forward. Now, I guess the argument can be made there of Xbox. Why do I need the Series X? But Xbox says, yeah, don't. Play on your PC, play on your S, do whatever you want.
I also think it would be really nice that for the first 30 days, everybody gets the awesome... If you're already a PlayStation Plus member currently, they automatically give you everything for 30 days, and then you get to decide whether you want to keep it or not. Like if you don't say yes, I want to opt in,
bump everybody,
then you automatically go back to your PlayStation. Just so they let for 30 days, let everybody have it who has PlayStation Plus currently, and you automatically get it, and you get to test out the service. If you like it, you get to opt in. If you don't, automatically it just reverts back. Nothing is costing anybody. There's no like gotcha moments like they did with this Horizon thing that they had to fix. There's none of those moments. It's just, here's some goodwill. You guys have been spending a lot of money with us. Here's some goodwill. For 30 days, you get the service. Everybody gets it. We'll see. You're obviously good. They're going to have some big announcements with this. But for me, if the PlayStation 5 games aren't in there, it's a lot. It's a big L for me. And still, even with PlayStation 5 games in there, because we know it's not going to be day and date. If it's day and date, like honestly, they could knock down Game Pass and they could kill it. Yeah. But if it's not day and date, Game Pass is still the better value. And with all the games that are coming to Game Pass, better
with
value.
Starfield, and then eventually a Call of Duty, and we've got
It's still
more,
great
more, more.
for gamers that if we can
It
start
is.
having the 2 subscription services and just go with it that way.
Because players get the options, right? Because if I want to be more casual on my PlayStation, even my PlayStation 5, I can look at the essentials and just go, $10 a month. I get my PlayStation Plus basically all wrapped in there. And I go, cool, done, don't have to think about it. And if they eventually beef up the premium, I just don't see, on my PlayStation 5, I look at it as that AAA premium experience. Sony markets it that way, that this is the premium tier experience. I don't feel that the premium subscription model provides that to me. But I also don't have a lot of incentive or reason to go back and play a lot of old games. I have done that. I want new. Sony will say, well, we have new, but it's $90. But that's why I'm like, the day and date, that's what's going to crush it for PlayStation. I just don't think they need to, because they are making gobs of money off the full price of a Horizon and a Spider-Man. Why make it free? And I think PlayStation also has potentially a little bit of a leg up in this race because they got to watch Xbox for years build and pivot, maneuver, Game Pass.
But they have a bigger catalog. They have 100% a leg up. They have a bigger catalog.
It's just, how are they going to utilize that catalog? Well, let us know in the comments below. What do you guys think of Spartacus? What do you guys think of it compared to Xbox Game Pass? Is it a win? I guess we'll have to wait and see when it actually comes out. Thanks for watching. See ya.